Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of This Is How I Snipe. Now this time I'm gonna be giving you both Rush and Conquest tips. Even though Rush is a small tip, it can really improve your gameplay. Now the first thing you're probably figuring out right now is that why is he using a PDW-R if he's a recon? Shouldn't he be using a sniper rifle? Well, sometimes you can go with the PDW and make an even bigger difference than you would if you would be carrying a sniper rifle. So PDW-R with reflex sight, laser sight, extended mag, magnum, MAV, radio beacon and squad cover. Now for the second part I'm gonna change the main weapon and it's gonna be the M40A5, PSTO, 4x scope, straight pull bolt, laser sight and all the rest is maintained. Firstly, let's move on to the rush tip I was talking about. So the map is the Azadi Palace Rush mode. I joined the server a little late, so I can only defend the second set of MCOMs, which is the one that we're defending right here. And basically what I'm trying to do is, I'm located on the Alpha MCOM and I'm placing a spawn beacon and a radio beacon on a position that can really make a difference. First of all, the spawn beacon. This is a secret place in the map that you can easily go to if you use the vaulting system, and then of course you're gonna place your spawn beacon there so everyone could spawn right next to the MCOM, because in case it gets activated you spawn right next to it and are able to disable it. Now with the MAV, if you pay attention, I place it in between both MCOMs in this building right here. Why? Because the enemy is gonna be coming from this part here and this part here, and the MAV will actually detect them. So now using the MAV, I keep paying attention to the minimap so I can flank the enemy and kill them from behind. In this particular part, I killed one guy here, and I eventually killed one more. And guess what? As soon as I join that room, I can get, like, I think it's 3 kills, 1, 2, and 3 kills exactly. So why was this important? Even though the Bravo MCOM was already destroyed, okay, they were doing a huge push from Alpha to Alpha from Bravo and also from their spawn. So I cleared Bravo, problem solved. And the same thing happened yet again, thus denying them the ability to flank us and eventually arming the MCOM. So this was really something that you may think that it's not that good, it's not that big, but the fact that you place your spawn beacon in a place that everyone in your team knows where the enemy is within its radius, you know, and the fact that you can deny the enemy the ability to flank your team by one of the MCOMs, then you're definitely giving a huge help to your teammates. And this is why you need a PDW-R. You cannot kill 3 or 4 or 5 guys in a row if you're using a sniper rifle. Alright, moving on to the Conquest part of the map. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm Russian, I spawned on the Russian side, so obviously I want to have Golf, Foxtrot, Echo and Delta. And right here I'm trying to capture the Foxtrot flag. And before I attack the flag, I can't stress this enough, I placed a spawn beacon close to it. Why? In case my attempt fails, I can always try again. Okay, I'll spawn on the spawn beacon, I spawn in the spawn beacon that's close to me, and I'll just try again. Another thing that you can use to your advantage is the MAV. That gives you a wider and a better perspective of what's going on around the flag. And right here I use the MAV to figure out where the enemies were coming from, and I already know where they are. I capture the flag and I'm waiting for the enemy to make his move, because I know where he is but he doesn't know where I am, so I have the surprise advantage. Meanwhile, while I was in this corridor, I noticed that the flag was flashing, so that means that there's someone there. I killed that guy and there, problem solved. Now regarding the flag placement in this map, it's obvious that you want to keep, again, Golf, Foxtrot, Echo and Delta. This way you can easily create a defensive line here on which the enemy team is gonna have huge trouble to, you know, penetrate. It's gonna be really hard. So what should be your main focus? Well, first of all, make sure that the flags closest to your uncap are clear, which is what I'm trying to do here. Foxtrot flag is constantly being harassed, and we cannot do this unless we capture all these flags. There's another thing you can do as well, which is to actually go back, and we talked about this in the previous episode, go all the way back, sneak all the way back to the back flags of the enemy and harass them on their own flags. Why? That will relieve pressure from your own flags. They will probably retreat from Echo and Delta. This way your team will have more forces to storm these flags. So again, going for the back flags only serves as a diversion to loosen the stress on your flags. Now after my team was actually good this time around. Usually I complain a little bit about my team, that they're a little bit clueless, but at this time my team was actually doing a good gameplay. They were attacking the right flags. Unfortunately, the enemy team was harassing us big time as well. But eventually we were on the verge of having all these 4 flags in our grasp, only Delta flag missing. And guess what? I'm trying to do alone. What I'm trying to do alone is to capture the flag. Luckily, my teammate arrived, even though it wasn't enough. I managed to take care of things by myself, because I picked up a kit from the ground and I immediately killed the other guy and picked up this tank here, so I could safely recapture this flag. Now don't be afraid of capturing enemy kits, because they are really handy sometimes. Now guess what? I pick up the tank and surprise, motherfuckers! I'm on the echo flag, harassing the shit out of everyone. And this is really good because no one expects a tank to be here. It not only takes everyone by surprise, but it gives your team huge motivation to actually go there and recapture the flag. And that's exactly what we did. At this point in time, we actually held 5 flags, which is more than enough to win the bleed. It didn't last forever. We didn't hold all these flags forever, but the amount of time that we managed to do so gave us a huge ticket boost advantage. Look at the tickets right now: 500 tickets versus 365, and now 350. Now eventually things turn a little have a little turn, because we then hold only 3 flags and the enemy holds 4 flags, which is bad for us. But our team eventually managed to sneak through enemy lines and went back to their main flags, again working as intended, right? Because those guys are actually doing what you're supposed to do when you're confronted with the situation that you cannot hold your main flags. Now I was still harassing the enemy pretty much on Foxtrot and Echo. For the most part, actually, I was harassing these 2 flags, because again, unless we have our main flags, we cannot hold this defensive line here, which makes things a little bit easier on our, not a little bit, considerably easier on our end. But the enemy, again, they're playing well, and they're constantly harassing Foxtrot. At this point in time, we no longer hold a huge advantage. We're winning by like 80 tickets because we only hold 1 flag. So the enemy holds the most part of the map, and things are not looking good for us at all. But eventually, things started to turn our way, because if you look at the minimap, we actually captured the flags from our enemies. So Alpha and Bravo were captured by us. So even though they are recapturing these flags again, it was enough again to relieve the pressure on our side of the map, which is exactly what we wanted. So because of this, it bought us enough time to to keep harassing them, and I thought that maybe I was more useful doing an harassment gameplay close to their flags, and from this point forth I'm gonna be harassing Charlie, Bravo and Alpha big time, because this is what I'm good at when I'm playing as a sniper rifle. I love to do harassing gameplay, just again making sure that they don't feel safe in their own flags, thus relieving pressure from our own flags. If one guy or 2 guys or just one squad, it can even be one squad. If one squad prevents 5, 6, 7 or even 8 players from being in the front lines, that's 4 less players that our team has to worry about, okay? Because we will have more numbers in the front lines than the enemy team, and if you play right, we can actually pull that off. So basically, harassing gameplay, I'm pretty confident that the harassing gameplay that me and my squad mates did in this particular map granted us the victory. Now speaking of victory, things seemed really good for us at the beginning, but when we started losing our main flags, things turned completely around. And in these situations, usually most of you guys panic and go to the front lines and just try to kill and kill. But guess what happens? Nothing happens. You kill and you get killed. You kill and you get killed. Nothing really happens. You end up on that stalemate that it won't really help your team. Instead, go for the back flags, harass them on their main base, make them feel unsafe, and above all, use every resource available. Even though you're a recon, it doesn't mean that you cannot pick up an enemy tank or a tank from your team and, you know, just support one specific flag by your own, which is exactly what's happening here. Luckily, I also had a teammate with me, and I, you know, had the freedom to actually get out of the tank and take care of the remaining forces that were around the flag. So again, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie are your second best option if you can't hold your main flags. The same thing applies. If I was playing on the US side, I would obviously go for Alpha, Charlie, Bravo and Delta. I would obviously try and keep up these 4 flags and build up a line here that would prevent the enemy from passing through. And if all else fails, if they are capturing our main flags, you know, nothing better as to place a spawn beacon on a concealed position behind their main flags, you know, just hidden on a place that no one ever goes, and you keep harassing their main flags. It actually works like that. It works both ways, always. But eventually, okay, we win this, and I think that the harassing gameplay gave us a huge advantage at the beginning, at the end of the round, and we even managed to win by a 150 ticket difference, which is pretty good considering we were at one point in time we only held 1 flag. Anyway guys, key points of this video: always look at your minimap, see which flags make more sense for your team to hold, and make an effort to hold those ones. If they're getting really harassed, just go sneaky mode behind their base, place a spawn beacon on a concealed position, and keep harassing the enemy team in their main flags in order to loosen a little bit of stress in your main flags. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave that thumbs up because it really helps, and thanks for watching. Cheers.